Hello, everyone. Hi, good morning. So glad you're all here. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes, right at the top of the hour. We just want to give everybody enough time to join. For those of you who are here already, we want to know what's your favorite way to unwind after a long day of job searching. Let us know in the chat. Already seen a lot of people commenting about being laid off. You're in the right place. We're going to get you all set up with new information today. Tell me in the chat what's your favorite way to unwind after a long day of job searching. Exercise, Michelle says, a run, bourbon, cycling, martini, sleeping. All of these sound nice. Sewing, awesome. Take a walk in the sunshine. Best way to unwind, Legos with my kiddo. That's nice. I built some cool Lego towers this morning. Reading a book or playing on my phone, music, cooking, walking the dogs, eating, yoga, taking a walk. Awesome. These all sound great. Hot yoga or a nap. Great. A nice glass of wine, somebody said. All right. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Paige Lewanig. I'm a team member here at JobScan. This is day 2 of our summit. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch some of the sessions yesterday, and there was a session before this morning. Today we're going to be speaking with Madelyn Mackie about refocusing your career goals after a layoff. I know many of you will be wondering if this session is being recorded. And yes, all sessions at the event are being recorded and will be accessible after the event. We'll send you an email in the coming days with all the links you'll need to rewatch the sessions. That includes yesterday's sessions. So if you weren't able to attend any of those, you can rewatch those whenever you have a chance. Finally, I want to make sure you can give your job search a boost with this exclusive offer from JobScan Premium. JobScan Premium offers features to help you craft the perfect resume, transform your LinkedIn presence, and start seeing progress in your job search. You'll see a URL below me. Go to that URL to get 20% off JobScan Premium. This discount will be applied automatically when you select a plan. Plus, it will recur every billing cycle. So if you choose a monthly plan, every month that your subscription renews, you'll get that 20% off. This discount is only available for first-time JobScan Premium users, and you have the choice of a monthly or quarterly subscription. All right. So the road to success and happiness starts with having big dreams. Today's speaker dreamed of scientific discoveries, working on Broadway, and saving the world. All of those big dreams have come true. Madelyn Mackie is a published biochemistry researcher, has worked at 4 Tony Award-winning theaters, and responded to disasters all over the country as an officer with the American Red Cross. Ladies and gentlemen, here to help us activate our own career dreams, please join me in welcoming Madelyn Mackie. Take it away, Madelyn.
Thank you, Paige. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Madelyn Mackie, the CEO and Chief Career Activator of Madelyn Mackie and Associates. And today we're going to talk about what to do before and after a layoff. And I saw in the chat, some of you are like, hey, I've been searching for 6 months. I've been searching for 12 months. Some of you, it just happened. It's okay. We're here. We're going to walk through 10 steps on what to do before and after a layoff. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm sharing my screen and let's talk about it. So first of all, my story. We see in the news right now, all these companies are announcing layoffs. Starbucks, Salesforce, Google, Meta, all of them are announcing layoffs. And it takes me back to a day when I was sitting in my office And there had been something odd in the air the entire week. And I walked out of my cubicle and I looked down the hallway towards the HR office, and there was one of our most productive, efficient, reliable employees walking out of HR with tears in her eyes. She's crying. She's holding an envelope to her chest. Her boss is walking with her, and he puts his arm around her. And at that moment, I knew. I knew we were doing layoffs at that moment. And I raced back into my office. I logged onto my computer. I stopped all of my automatic payments for my bills. I cleaned out my desk. I was like, okay, where are all my personal things? I put a flash drive into my computer and downloaded all of my personal files. I downloaded my contacts. And I'm rushing to do this because I was thinking, am I next? Am I next? Are they going to come get me next? Then I raced around the building to the other side, hoping no one would stop me, broke into my supervisor's office and said, hey, something's going on. Tell me what's going on. And that's when she broke the news to me. But she said, you're safe. And the sense of relief I felt, at the same time, there was panic because I was like, what if I had been laid off that day? What should I have done? I would not have been ready. And so today we're going to talk about, for those of you that are in the middle of it, we're going to talk about what you can still be doing. For those of you that think it could be coming or are worried about it, we're also going to talk about what to do. So tell me where you are right now with your career goals and with your job search. Are you you are in full activation mode. You are researching companies, you're researching roles, you're applying to positions, you're reaching out to your network, you're using LinkedIn every single day, you're on JobScan, you name it, you're doing it. Tell me your A in the chat. Are you just getting started? You're doing a few things here and there, don't have a system in place, you're just trying to catch your breath? That's B. Are you C? You haven't even started yet, but you plan to start very, very soon. Or are you like, help, I have no idea where to begin? Tell me in the chat. I see you, Mike. Mike is like, I am in the midst of it. Neely is in the midst of it. Michael's in the midst of it. Jeff is like, oh yes, I'm deep, deep, deep in the middle of it. Happy Bob. Happy Bob's like, hey, I haven't started, but I'm going to start very soon, right after this summit. And so is Diane. Rosie, you're like, I'm doing a couple of things here and there. That's great. Richard, I understand. D is for denial. Sometimes we're like, I just don't want to deal with this yet, and I just want to run off to the Bahamas right now. We're going to talk about that. So, what are we seeing right now in the job market? There are top industries that are absolutely hiring right now. The healthcare industry is hiring. The technology industry, I know we're seeing a lot of tech companies laying off, but there also are a lot of tech companies that are hiring right now. Tech is one of those funny industries that they kind of go up and down and up and down. You just have to find the right tech company for those of you that are interested in IT. Green energy, sustainability, those organizations are hiring. E-commerce. E-commerce is still going on. Think about all the companies that support e-commerce. UPS, DHL, FedEx, the shipping companies, the packaging companies. All of those companies, along with the e-commerce companies, are all hiring. Cybersecurity is a big thing. I think I get an email every other day saying one of my systems has been hacked by malware or something is going on. Cybersecurity is key right now. So those of you that are in IT, you might want to think about beefing up your cybersecurity skills. And of course, we all know about AI. AI is not going away. It is here to stay. And everyone needs to get comfortable with it. People are worried AI is going to take my job. AI is not going to take your job. Someone who knows how to use AI is going to take your job. So it's going to be really important that every single person is familiar with AI. And here's something to know. Every company and every job is turning into a tech job. You really can't get away from technology these days. Everybody is using some form of application and software to do their job. One of my colleagues said he's recommending to his clients to apply for 1,200 jobs to land 30 interviews to get 3 offers. No one has time for that. And that's not the most efficient or productive job search. The clients that are landing jobs are the ones that are taking the time to customize their resume for each and every single position. This is where a tool like JobScan can come in handy. They are reaching out to everyone in their network before the job is even posted. Because once a job is posted, companies are seeing 500 to 5,000 applicants for that one job. But it's all about getting in front of the hiring team long before the job is posted. We're going to talk about how you do that. But they're reaching out to everyone, and this is where LinkedIn is going to come in handy. So make sure you're checking out some of the LinkedIn webinars and the networking webinars that are happening during the summit. They're executing consistent, diverse, layered, appropriately measured tasks every single day. What we're talking about is SMART goals, that they've connected SMART goals to their job search. They're tracking those SMART goals and they're working on tasks, diverse tasks every single day. Those are the keys: a customized resume, a robust network, and a strategized job search plan. Now, how are you going to have time to do all of that? You're trying to take care of your family, take care of your house. Some of you could still be working right now. You're trying to get healthy and fit and exercise. You want to spend time with your loved ones. Some of you want to go travel. You're going back to school. You're being creative. You're writing, you're building things, you're creating things. Maybe you're starting a business. And some of us right now we're just trying to breathe and get through every single day. How are we going to have time to tackle all the different things that take place in a job search or when we're going through a layoff? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. The 10 action steps you need to take to activate your career before and after a layoff. So, for those of you that might still be working right now, if you are still working, but you think, something's in the air and I'm concerned that my company might be going through a layoff soon, this is something you need to be doing right now. If you are still working, make sure on your computer you have downloaded your personal documents, your contacts, your performance reviews, any metrics you have, your personal photos. Some people have personal photos on their work computers, non-proprietary work samples. You're going to need all of these things if you start your job search. I have had clients come to me and say, Madelyn, I lost my resume because I wasn't expecting a layoff. And then they took away access to my computer. And that's where my resume was. That's where all of my career documents were. I don't have anything. If you are still working right now, you need to download and get these items off your work computer and have them accessible to you in your personal ecosystem. So take a screenshot of this. This is huge because this will fast track your job search. So the day comes, you're notified that thank you, but we're going to have to lay you off from your current position. It is a shock. It is scary. And you're like, what do I do next? So step number 1 is you need to pause and process. Everybody take a deep breath. I know sometimes people want to rush out and do something and start applying for jobs right away. You have to pause and figure out what's going on. The first thing you need to do after you catch your breath is review that exit package. So they had the conversation with you. They handed you some documents, or maybe they emailed you. A lot of times now they're doing it virtually. They emailed you a bunch of documents for you to review. Do not sign anything, no matter what they say or how they pressure you. Do not sign anything. You need to walk away with these documents. You need to review them line by line by line. So, what are you looking for when you're looking at this exit package? Look at the severance payment amount. How much are they paying out to you? Are they paying it out to you in a lump sum? Or are they paying it out in installments? What is the health benefits continuation? Are they going to be paying for your health benefits? Are they going to be cutting you off that day or at the end of the month? Are they paying for outplacement or career transition services? This is critical because I have talked to clients who have come to me and said, I was laid off 6 months ago, Madelyn, and now I need your help with my resume, cover letter, LinkedIn profile, my job search strategy, my interview prep. And I said, well, wait a minute, you were laid off for a major company. Didn't they provide you with outplacement services? And my clients tell me, I don't I don't know. And they go back and look at their severance package, and sure enough, they had career transition services provided for them, but there was a cutoff date, and they missed the cutoff date. Those of you that have been laid off and you're like, I don't know if I have that or not, you need to go back right now and go look at your severance agreement and find out, were they providing you career transition services? And then reach out to them and say, yes, I want to activate my career transition services. Your unemployment eligibility, your non-competition or non-solicitation clauses. For some of you, they're going to say you can't work in the industry, or you can't work for our clients, or you cannot work for our competitors, or you can't take our clients to your new employer. You need to understand those terms. You also want to look for a mutual non-disparagement clause. What this means is they're going to tell you, you can't say anything negative about them. You can't post anything negative about them on social media. You can't say anything about them in public. You also want to find out what they cannot say about you. And if it's not mutual, that's something you may want to add, of saying, not only can I not say anything about you, but when my references call you, you cannot say anything negative about me. And then let's talk about, can you negotiate your exit package? Yes and no. Unfortunately, right now, what we're seeing is they are not budgeting on those exit packages. There is no wiggle room. They're not allowing negotiations. I still want you to try, because that way you can walk away knowing you didn't leave anything on the table. You asked. So try to ask for another month or 2 months of the severance payment. Try to get a few more months of your health insurance. And then if they did not offer you career transition or outplacement services, try to ask for that. You're simply going to say, I'd like to negotiate this exit package. My counter offer is, they offered you 4 months of severance. You said, I'd like 6 months of severance. I'd like, instead of 3 months of health insurance, I'd like 6 months of health insurance. And I'd also like 6 months of outplacement career transition support. And that's all you need to say. They may come back and say, no, we're going to stand by it. That's fine, but at least you know you've asked. I have had a few clients that of these 3 things, they were able to get 2 of them. They were able to get an extension on their health insurance. They were also able to get outplacement career transition services. You just have to try. Step 3. So you've signed your severance agreement. Then it's time for filing for unemployment. You can receive unemployment and severance at the same time. Now, every state is just a little bit different. So you need to make sure you understand your state laws, but file for unemployment. Even if I know in some states it's pennies, but every single thing you can get, every dime you can get, you can keep it in your pocket. Step 4. So for some of you, you're going to have your health insurance in your severance agreement. They talk about your health continuation, your health benefits continuation. So with that, you want to make sure you execute on those health benefits. There's a time frame. There may be a form you have to fill out. So you want to make sure you fill out that form and that you secure your health benefits. Some of you may be eligible for retirement, or you were offered early retirement, and they're going to have steps you need to take with that. This is critical. This is critical because it's a timeline. You only have so long to activate your health insurance or your retirement benefits after a layoff. Now, maybe they didn't offer to continue your health insurance. Then you have to figure out, am I eligible for COBRA or some other state-sponsored health insurance? Again, you only have a finite amount of time to do that. So you want to make sure you take care of this, right? So we're just walking through, right? You've been notified that your job has been eliminated. And now you're trying to do these things you need to do to make sure you stabilize what you can. Now it's all about the dollars. Show me the money. Assess your finances and create a budget. I know sometimes after a layoff, we're like, you know what? I have been working for this company for 10, 15, 20, 25 years. I deserve a break. They gave me 12 months of severance. I have my health insurance for 6 months. I have career transition services for 6 months. I need a break, and I am going to go on a vacation to Hawaii for 3 weeks. I would recommend right now, in this economic climate, that you hold off on that. It is taking individuals. We're seeing in the chat, there are people here in the chat that say they've been looking for jobs for 6 months, 8 months, 18 months. They've been looking for work. Hold on to your cash reserves right now. And instead, figure out your budget. Eliminate the things that are not needed right now. You can always bring them back. Maybe you reduce your cable bill to a lower package. You can always go back up to the premium package after you find a job. Maybe you cancel Amazon Prime for the moment, saying, I don't need to be buying things every single day on Amazon right now. You can always reactivate it a little bit later. But assess your finances, create a budget, and keep as much money in your pocket. I know you deserve that vacation, but maybe instead of flying across the water to Hawaii, you do a staycation. You drive 2 hours away to a nice Airbnb and you relax by the beach or the ocean or a lake for a long weekend. That's fine. Take a breath, but don't do anything extravagant right now. Don't remodel the kitchen because you're like, I am home and I have this big severance payout and I'm going to remodel my kitchen right now. Let's hold off on that, because wouldn't it be great that if you focus on your job search, that you customize your resume, you network, and you have a strategic job search plan, you do those things, you hold on to your money, you find a job sooner rather than later, you also still have your severance payout, you had your unemployment payouts, and you've got some money in the bank. Then you can go renovate your kitchen. Then you can go on that big vacation to Hawaii. Activate your outplacement and career transition services. Step 6. You do not need to do this alone. Get help. Take a look at the severance agreement. And if you have career transition and outplacement services and it's employer sponsored, use it. Use every little bit of it. If they give you a coach, you meet with that coach every single week. They offer to write your resume, you take them up on that offer. Your LinkedIn profile, they sometimes offer webinars and trainings. Go to every single webinar, network. Many of those career coaches for those companies have huge networks, like thousands of people in their network. Connect with them on LinkedIn, look at their network, ask to be introduced to the people in their network. If they have virtual career fairs, go to the virtual career fairs. Sometimes they do employer spotlights, attend the employer spotlights. These huge companies I'm talking about, Rise Smart, LHH, they have services, Impact Group. Some of you may be having these services. Utilize them. Do not let them go to waste. They are robust. They have databases. I know I used to work for one, and one of our databases, it was a recruiter distribution database where you could download a list of recruiters in your target industry, in your target area that were hiring for your target job. You could download this recruiter database. It gave you the recruiter's name, the company they worked for, their email, their phone number, and you could use that information to reach out to those recruiters. Many of the outplacement services have that database. So ask them about it. Ask, do you have a database that I can download of all the different recruiters in my industry? I guarantee you most of them have such a database. But let's say you don't have an employer-sponsored career transition outplacement. They did not provide you with that. Check out your local career centers. So this is why I wanted you to file for unemployment as soon as you can, or learn about it in your state. Again, every state is a little different, but they usually have local career centers that you can access at no charge, where you can get help on your resume, your cover letter, your LinkedIn profile. They too offer job fairs and career assistance. Have you checked out JobScan's resource library? That library is absolutely amazing. You go to JobScan's website. It is absolutely free. They have a resource library. They have articles, they have a podcast, they have a blog, they have templates, they have examples, they have all sorts of great tools. Check out JobScan's resource library. If you're able, hire a private coach or resume writer. Make sure that coach and resume writer has experience in your industry. Most coaches and resume writers will offer a complimentary consultation where you can find out about them. You want to see samples of their work. You want to talk about what's the average hiring for their clients. How long does it take their clients to find a job? So interview some private coaches and resume writers, get some feedback, and if you're able to, engage with them for their services. Do not do this alone. Alumni centers. Your college alumni center has a career service. Many of them do, where again, they provide you with coaches. They have job fairs you can attend. They may connect you to alumni at companies that you're interested in. So I know we all run and hide from our alumni organizations. Don't hide from them. Definitely reach out to them and see, can you help me with my career transition? And finally, professional associations. So for pretty much every single job title, there's a professional association. So if you're in HR, there's the Society of Human Resource Managers, SHRM. They have a career center. If you're an administrative assistant, there's the American Society of Administrative Professionals. They have a career center. There's the International Association of Admin Professionals. They have a career center. There's the American Marketing Association. They also have career resources. So just Google your job title and the word association, engineer associations, customer success associations, and check out the associations. And here's a little tip. I go find the local chapter. So you find the local chapter. Maybe you're an event manager and there's Meeting Planners International, MPI. You go find the local chapter. So you're based in Chicago, you find the Chicago chapter of MPI. On their website, they will usually have the names and an email of their board of directors, their president, the vice president, the chair, the secretary, the program director. I reach out to the president and program director and I say, I'm really interested in your association. Can I come to a meeting just to check it out? I'd be happy to volunteer or help out. Right now, I'm in the middle of a career transition. So right now, I just want to come check out your association to see if it's the right fit for me. And usually the president will say, oh, come to our next meeting as my guest, or we can scholarship you. We have a scholarship for people in your situation, and we'll give you access for 6 months at no charge. And those professional associations, you can find a mentor, you can find opportunities, you can find advice. So check out professional associations. I love what I'm seeing in the chat. People are talking about their alumni resource centers that have been very, very helpful. The local library has helped someone for free. So they're talking about all these different resources that they have found. This is great. Definitely keep an eye on the chat, everyone. Thank you for those of you contributing your comments and resources. Finally, faith-based programs. There are some churches in your community that have career centers, career help, career offices. See, you don't have to do this by yourself. Your job search, make it a team sport. And there's one that I really, really like. There's a book called Never Search Alone by Phil Terry. If you Google Never Search Alone and go to their website, they have free job clubs that are all virtual, that are all across the country, all across the world. And you can join a group, a job club group or a Never Search Alone group. And there's a moderator and facilitator, and you don't have to do this alone. You've got help. You've got people going through the same thing you're going through that are going to share resources and tactics and connections to help you. These are all career transition services, and most of them can be provided to you at little or no cost. And there's even more being posted in the chat. Step 7. Now, after we've done all those things, it's time to update your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your portfolio, or your website. Now that you've secured these things, you've stabilized everything. You're like, I got my severance payments have started, my unemployment has started, I have my health and benefits, I have help with these things. Now, let's start updating our resume, our LinkedIn profile. For those of you that are in artistic or creative careers, you're probably going to want to update your portfolio. You need to create, some of you may need to create a website. So now we're ready to do that. Let's dive in to how you update these things. So, how many of you are using AI to update your resume, to update your LinkedIn profile? Or JobScan has an AI tool. Everybody's using AI these days, right? You might be using ChatGPT. You could be using Claude. You could be using, DeepSeek. You're using all sorts of things, right? We're using AI to update our resume. Some of you have gotten really advanced at prompting, right? You go into AI and you say, compare this resume, insert resume, to this job description, insert job description, and tell me what's missing, what keywords I need to add, what accomplishments should be added, and rewrite the resume, right? You put all of that into AI, and it pumps out a new resume for you, and you're like, great, now I can apply for the job. Do you know Claude, Anthropic, who owns Claude, has told people, do not use our AI tool or any AI tool in job applications. This article came out February 3rd. It came out this month that they said, please do not use AI for job applications for our company. So what's the deal with AI and your job applications. It's great. I love AI. But recruiters are starting to be able to spot AI resumes. They say, yeah, we can tell it was written with AI. Do they care? Some do, some don't. AI is a great assistant, but you still need to look at your resume and your LinkedIn profile, and you need to make sure you can defend every single thing in there. And you might want to customize it. Can you add more specifics to it? Like adding specifics about the metrics, about the people you've worked with. Can you put more details in your resume so it sounds more authentic? Does it sound like you? So AI is great. There's also tools out there now called AI checkers, and they're building these AI checkers into the applicant tracking systems that's telling the recruiter if this resume or this document was written with AI. And they're using supplemental questions that trying to see and assess your skills, or they're using testing. Has anyone had to do testing? Like before you can interview, they send you a link and they say you have to take this skills test or this personality test before you're granted an interview. And it's because they know people aren't writing their resume anymore. They want to see, do you have the skills and the qualifications to do the job? So be sure to use JobScan to optimize your resume. This offer that they're providing you is a fabulous offer, 25% off. Use JobScan. Use it to compare your resume to the job description. And they have a whole lot of other tools available also. They've got the AI resume tool, the job application tracker. They have job postings. They have the LinkedIn optimization tool. They have the cover letter generator. There are so many things available to you through JobScan. So take advantage of it to update all your career documents. Now we have career documents. Now we need to create a strategic career plan. So what does that look like? First, you have to have clarity on what kind of jobs you want to target next. I always have people that say, Madelyn, I need a job. I need a job that will pay me. That's what I need. I need a job that's going to pay me. Well, then I say, okay, great. There's a fast food restaurant around the corner. Go apply there. I know they're hiring. Oh, I don't want to work in fast food. Well, what about retail? Retail is always hiring. No, I don't want to work in retail either. Well, schools. The schools always need substitute teachers, and you can make $75 a day by being a substitute. I don't want to work with children. You don't want just any role. For many of you, you have specific roles in mind for your skill set. So make sure you know what roles you're trying to target for your job search. You need targeted companies. So what companies are you interested in? Some of you still just want to work remotely. So look at the companies that are only remote, and I would recommend look at the ones that were remote before the pandemic. Because companies that went remote during the pandemic are now rolling back their work from home policies and making everyone come into the office, or they're doing hybrid. And their hybrid is you have to come into the office 4 days a week and you could work from home 1 day a week with your supervisor's permission. If you only want to work remote, then you need to look at companies that have a remote culture prior to the pandemic, or the ones that reduce their real estate footprint during the pandemic. An example of that is Dropbox. Dropbox was so thrilled with what was happening with their employees and the productivity that was happening during the pandemic. They sold real estate. They reduced that footprint and told people, come clean out your office. We're getting rid of the cubicles and we're turning the spaces that remain into collaborative spaces so that if you do need to come in with your team, you have a collaborative space to work and then you go back home. They cannot ever bring all their employees back to the office because they do not have the square footage anymore. So get very clear on the type of companies you want to work for. Your targeted contacts. Export your LinkedIn connections and rank your exported LinkedIn connections A, B, C, D. A's are the people that you have no doubt are going to be able to help you. You could text them right now. Your B's are, oh, I need to talk to them. It's been a while, but they've always been helpful to me. Your C's are, that relationship is pretty cold. I got to warm up that relationship. And your D's are deletes. Start reaching out to one person every single day with a simple message of hi, how are you? You want to have targeted staffing firms on your list. So staffing firms can help do some of the heavy lifting. Ask your network, what staffing firms are your agencies using, or what staffing firms have you used in the past? You want to have very targeted job boards. You don't need to be on every job board. You need to be on one or two really good job boards that focus on your industry and niche. I always recommend LinkedIn to everyone. And then I really like Google Jobs. Yes, Google has a job board and it extracts jobs from all over the internet, from Flex Jobs, from Indeed.com, from Remote Jobs, all the different websites. It extracts the jobs. So you just Google your job title, executive assistant, and the word jobs, executive assistant jobs, and then you'll see a list of jobs, and then you'll say show more. You click the show more, and it's taking you into the Google job board. And you need to have targeted daily activities. If I were to ask you, what are you doing every single day in your job search? You're able to tell me. So you make a list of what are the things I need to do every single day in my job search. So let's break that down. On Monday, you're going to search for jobs on your job boards, the company websites, and Google. All you do on Monday is you search for jobs and you save those jobs. On Tuesday, you reach out to your network and staffing firms about those jobs. See, we're going to do very targeted networking. You're going to reach out to your network and say, hey, there was a position at your company that I'm a 95% match for. Could you and I have a quick conversation this Thursday or Friday to talk about the best way to get my foot in the door? And perhaps you could refer me for the role and earn a referral bonus. Tuesday is outreach day. Wednesday, you start customizing your applications with JobScan. On Thursday, let's do some professional development and interview prep. Learn and improve your IT and technology skills. And on Friday, you follow up with your network and you submit your applications. And at the end of the week, if I were to ask you, well, what did you do for your job search? You said, oh, I looked at all my different job boards. I reached out to my network and staffing firms. I spent time customizing my applications. I spent 45 minutes learning new technology and practicing my star stories and my elevator pitch for upcoming interviews. And I made sure to follow up with my network and I submitted 3 applications. That's a pretty productive week for your job search. To help you do that, I am going to give you a tool to track it. I love spreadsheets, so I'm going to give you a spreadsheet to help you track your job search SMART goals, and I'm going to give you examples of job search SMART goals. Also, you can use JobScan. Again, they have a job tracker where you can track all the different jobs that you've applied to. Step 9, we want to upskill and learn new things because all jobs are tech jobs. Now, here's a tip. When you go searching for jobs, I want you to search by skills, not by titles. Companies are making up titles these days. I want you to go into your favorite job board and put in the things you like to do best. If you like to do training, put in training. If you like to do customer service, put in customer service. Do not search by job title. You might be surprised at what kind of jobs you find. Then when you find 2 to 3 awesome jobs, you're going to highlight those jobs. Everything you know how to do, I want you to highlight in green. Everything you need to learn, you highlight in yellow. What you're doing is a skills assessment and a gap analysis. And those things you highlighted in yellow are the things you need to learn. So you make that list of the things you know how to do. Make sure those things are on your resume. The things you needed to learn, that's your professional development plan. So you can go learn them in places like LinkedIn Learning, or how many of us have learned things through YouTube University? So you'll learn And the final step is to keep breathing. This is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So take your time and breathe. Reward yourself and do something every single day that makes you happy. After you completed your job search activities for the day, take some time to do something you enjoy. I love that some of you said, hey, I like to go play with my animals. I like to sew. I like to go outside. Make sure you're doing those things you enjoy every single day. All right, I'm going to give you all some free handouts to help you do what you need to do to activate your job search. So here's a QR code. It's a different QR code than the job scan one. If you scan this, put in your email, what you're going to get from me is you're going to get an email. It's going to look exactly like this. What you're going to get is you're going to get how to figure out your ideal job, a questionnaire to ask yourself to think about what kind of job do I want to target. You're going to get your career development plan so that you know what's your next step in your career. You're going to get a checklist of your action items, your Activate Your Career Dreams action items. You're going to get a resume template. This is an ATS compliant resume template, and I make it really easy and tell you exactly where to put all the keywords. Is your LinkedIn profile good enough? Let's find out and have you do the LinkedIn scorecard. And please connect with me on LinkedIn. You can look me up, Madelyn Mackie. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'd be happy to continue to share resources and tools or answer your questions you may have about your job search. So, Paige, do we have any questions that people are asking us?
Yes, we got lots of questions. First, I just want to say, Madelyn, thank you so much. This has been awesome. The chat is blowing up with praise and thanks. I want to mention one more time about our 20% off JobScan Premium code, which you can see on the bottom here. Again, that's for first-time JobScan Premium users. You can choose monthly, quarterly, whatever works for you and your budget. And then, yes, I want to jump over to these questions. We probably only have time for one or two, but a couple of questions that I saw more than once was regarding the college alumni centers. Bob had asked if these are a good place for people that are more senior in their role, or even perhaps have been in the industry for a long time, maybe 50 plus group. Is this still a good resource for them?
Absolutely. Remember, it's the Alumni Center. The students have a different career center that they work with. The Alumni Center works with graduates. So even if you've been out of school 10, 15, 20, 25 years, I would still give them a call to find out what resources are available and how they can help you. Absolutely reach out to them. Great question, Happy Bob.
Mm-hmm. And then sort of related, somebody that was excited to reach out to their college alumni group, but then they never got a response, which can be disheartening. Do you have a recommendation for this person?
Yes, pick up the phone. We're so used to emailing or going through the contact tabs. Find the phone number and call them. The Alumni Center wants to hear from you. So sometimes we're going to have to go old school and pick up that phone, and you can use it to actually call and contact people.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a real quick page,
Please.
LinkedIn. Look up, usually you can find the Alumni Center contacts, like on their website, they have the names of people. Go connect with those individuals on LinkedIn and tell them, I've been trying to contact you.
Awesome. I want to ask one more actually, because this came up a couple of times, how to talk about a termination in an interview. Or some people spoke about being terminated unjustly. Some spoke about a toxic work environment. But how do you go into an interview and not speak ill of your previous company?
You keep it short, positive, and true. So here it is. The name of the company, Acme Company, went through a workforce reduction, and unfortunately, my position was eliminated. Now I'd like to take my skills in project management, cross-functional collaboration, and leadership to help your organization insert their mission statement. So you don't need to go in, those rat bastards fired me and it was unjust. Nope. The organization went through, and you can even make it positive. After 10 fabulous years, 5 fabulous years with XYZ, unfortunately, they went through a workforce reduction. So it's them. They went through a workforce reduction, and my position was eliminated along with several others. If you can group yourself, even better, because that says there's no fault. So after 10 years with Acme Company, they unfortunately had to do a workforce restructuring, and my position was eliminated along with 20 others. Now I'd like to take my project management, cross-functional collaboration, and customer success manager skills to help you grow your customer base.
I love that. I think that's going to be super useful to so many people here. Thank you so much, Madelyn. I want to make sure everybody has time. Next up is Jeremy's Schiffling session. He's going to be presenting on how to level up your LinkedIn presence, which is something Madelyn had mentioned you should tune into. His session is going to be a little bit different. It's an interactive Zoom session for the first 300 people who join. But if you are not among those first 300 people, you'll be automatically brought to our YouTube channel where you can watch live from there. You just won't be able to participate interactively. So go ahead and jump over there if you are able to attend. And Madelyn, thank you so much again. This has been so insightful for all of us.
Thank you so much, Paige. Good luck, everyone, on activating your career dreams.